So in some of my previous videos, some of y'all made comments that why don't I get out of these really beautiful forest parks and kind of show us more urban Moscow life. So here we are. Urban Moscow life. Yeah. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Cops.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Hola amigos, привет, друзья, всем добрый день. It's a wonderful day here in Moscow. We're at Krachevsky Park in urban Moscow. It's an urban park. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Eddie. I am a native Texan, Mexican-American, who now lives in Moscow, Russia. Is married to his Russian bride. So, welcome to the channel. In response to the poll that I asked on my community page, what should my next walk and talk be about? The subject that won the most votes was how to bring money to Russia. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So here in this park, we see all kinds of people, families, and two ladies here comadreando on the walking path. Oh man, check out those buildings. That's that new social project. So check this out. Check this out. This is a brand spanking new, in fact, it's still under construction. These are apartments, newly constructed apartments for Muscovites that live in the older 5-story Soviet-era buildings here in Moscow. So the city of Moscow has built these apartments, and they're offered free of charge because they're going to relocate these families from these older, worn out buildings that are already end of life. They can't be repaired anymore. It's just too costly. And they built these brand new cities, is what I call them, apartment cities, for them. And this is one such project. The only thing is that I understand is that some of these families don't really get much of a say-so where their new apartment is going to be. So they could be maybe in another part of Moscow that may be more convenient, maybe for whatever reasons. Maybe they've lived there for 20, 30 years or whatever. But it's more convenient to them. And then they get offered to move here, which may be on the other side of Moscow and maybe not so convenient for them. But I think it's a wonderful project, and I applaud the city government for investing not only in their community, but in the quality of life of their citizens, which is such an important job of government. All right. So let's talk about how to bring money to Russia. First of all, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not an attorney. I am not a geopolitical analyst or expert. I am just some guy from South Texas who now lives in Moscow, living under sanctions, who has found ways to navigate life as an American citizen living in Russia under sanctions. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to give you the number one best way to bring money to Russia. And cash is king. Cash is king, brother. Cash is king. If you're coming to Russia, say for a vacation, or you're coming here for a short term, maybe less than 30 days, I say bring cash. If you are coming to Russia and maybe going to stay for longer than just a normal vacation, say more than 30 days, bring cash. You can bring American dollars, you can bring your British pounds, you can bring your euros, whatever. You can walk into a Russian bank as a foreigner and convert your dollars, pounds, euros, whatever, into rubles. No problem. No problem whatsoever. If you're coming to Russia, say for vacation, say for more than 30 days, I recommend you go to a bank and open up a Russian bank account. You can do it right on the spot. You can take your dollars, your pounds, your euros, whatever, deposit it, they'll convert it into rubles, and now you will have a plastic debit card. Now you have the convenience of paying with a card anywhere. It's safe, it's easy, it's probably the best way to pay. What happens when you run out of cash and you need to bring more money into Russia? Okay, so this assumes that you're in Russia for a longer period of time. So you're probably here on some sort of multi-year, multi-entry visa. And I'm going to be making a separate video on how to visit Russia for the first time and how to stay in Russia for a longer extended period of time in another video. But let's presume that you have a way to stay in Russia for a longer period of time. Before anybody chastises me, yeah, I might be on a ski path, but I just ran into a gentleman who was feeding birds or putting feed into a bird feeder and he was walking on this ski path. So if a native can do it, I can do it too. Okay, let's continue. If you need to bring money to Russia because you're living in Russia for more than a few months at a time, this assumes that you have a multi-entry, multi-year visa. And if you have say a 3-year multi-entry visa, you could stay in Russia for up to 180 days at a time. But once every 180 days, you have to exit the country and then step back into the country to kind of reset the clock on that 180 days. So here's my thing. If you already have to leave the country once every 180 days, why not travel to a Western-friendly country where you have either set up a bank account in that country or have a means of accessing your money from the West through one of those local banks? So I'm talking about places like Georgia, Armenia, Turkey, United Arab Emirates. And I name these countries because these are countries that I know where you can do this. And I have experience traveling to some of these countries. You can fly direct from Moscow to any of these countries. So if you have to make a border run for your visa, why not make a border run and bring cash back? Right? Why not? This is one of the ways to bring more cash to Russia on a semi-regular basis. Now, it gets expensive because you got to pay for airfare. But I'll just give you an example. I went to Yerevan, Armenia, last fall, and one-day trip. Left in the morning, flew back in the evening, got back to Moscow maybe about midnight, and the round trip airfare was less than $250. So there are costs involved in doing this, especially maybe if you have to spend the night, if you have to pay for accommodations, things of that nature. But for less than $250, I went to Yerevan, made my border run, did whatever business I had to do there, enjoyed some good Armenian food, and flew back to Moscow in the same day, satisfying and resetting the clock on my 180-day visa. So that's one way to do it. The second way to bring money to Russia is crypto. So you have a crypto wallet, and you can but you can buy Bitcoin using either American dollars or British pounds or euro, whatever, and buy Bitcoin. Then you can sell your Bitcoin for rubles using the peer-to-peer network. It sounds a little complicated to this guy, so I've never tried it. I've never used it. I think it probably has some advantages because you could probably do it on a more regular basis, and your fees will probably be less, because if you've got to fly to another country every so many months, it could be more expensive than if you were to use crypto. Do your research, kind of look into it. If you're comfortable and you're experienced with crypto, maybe this is a good option. In this current political situation where the West seems sanction happy, there's probably not many options, besides cash and crypto. If you know of another way, maybe you could share down in the comments. By the way, tell me where you're watching from. Tell me where you are. Tell me, how do you move money to Russia? Do you know of another way? If you do, put it down in the comments. Let us all know, and we'll talk about it. All right. Can I sit here? Yeah. I can sit here. Cool. Yeah, so best two ways. Cash is king, and second, crypto. So as I said in another one of my previous videos, is that the United States government didn't really sanction Russia or Russians. They sanctioned American citizens living in Russia. So due to sanctions, they make life for me and others like me more difficult, more expensive. They want us to return back to the good old US of A. Those are my thoughts. Now I got to get up from here. How much cash can you bring to Russia? Well, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection website, which I read earlier today, you can bring as much money as you want out of the United States. However, if you are exporting more than $10,000 in U.S. cash, you must declare it to Customs and Border Protection. They want to know about it. If you import more than 10,000 US dollars into Russia, Russia wants to know about it, so you must declare. If you are bringing less than $10,000, you do not need to declare in the United States. I'm not too sure if you need or not need to report or declare in Russia to be safe. I would probably just declare it. Like if I had $9,999, I'd probably just declare it, and then for them to tell me, no, you're good, go, no problem, thank you very much. But before you travel, check the laws to make sure that everything is up to date and that you've got the latest information before you do travel. But that is my understanding. Now, make no mistake though, the reason Uncle Sam wants to know that you're taking 10 grand out of the United States is so that they can put you in a database and kind of keep track on you. It's true. So, what did you think of today's episode? Write down in the comments what you think. If you know of a different way that you can bring money to Russia, share it with the folks, share it with everybody. And before you leave, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I think it's here, or maybe it's here. I think it's here. I don't know. It's on one of those sides. Hit the notification bell. And thanks for watching, everybody. Love you guys. The support for the channel has been amazing. We're growing, and we want to deliver some quality content, quality information for you, and a little bit of entertainment as well. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Пока.